Do you believe that Jonathan Kuminga and Steve Kerr can still coexist with the Warriors? There are 30 games of Jonathan playing 28 minutes a night, doing well, and having the public backing of Steve Kerr. It's not good right now, but I think it can be saved. We are living in a world that often calls for hypotheticals.
Hypotheticals.
And some of them are educated hypotheticals. I've said all week, whenever someone's go, hey, are we getting Giannis? I'm like, probably not. Probably not. This is going to be really difficult to pull off. It's a high-level deal. And I said to you last week, I don't know if Giannis wants to come here. And now we've got this maybe he doesn't want to come here. So a couple things. First of all, what are your updated Kalshi Giannis odds?
So Kalshi is a marketplace where you can, it's not betting, but it's betting. You put money in on a yes-no proposition, and it changes the probability therein. And right now, Giannis Antetokounmpo's next team, the leader stays with Milwaukee or retires, probably stays with Milwaukee. That's at 51%, up 11%.
Really?
Up 11.
Wait a minute. Is that at the deadline or for good?
I think it's at the deadline is when this is. I don't think that this market is going to be open forever.
Okay. Stays with Milwaukee or retires.
Right.
Suggests, because I'm like, if you add in this summer, I think there's next to zero chance that Giannis stays in Milwaukee.
Right. And I would imagine that this market has an end date, and I'll see if I can find exactly if that's the case, but
Giannis Antetokounmpo's next team. That's the way it's phrased.
Right.
Okay,
and
anyway, onward.
It says by the trade deadline.
Okay, by the trade deadline.
All
right.
That's what the rules are.
Okay.
Up next, at 22%, up 14, Minnesota.
The Minnesota Wolves, yeah.
So Minnesota's now number 2. Number 3, down 5, Miami, 13%. Number 4, down 16 points, 9%, the Golden State Warriors.
Golden State Warriors, yeah, this sounds exactly right.
And then Chicago is now down to 7, Cleveland, New York, blah, blah, blah. Stays is more than 50%, Minnesota, Miami, Golden State. So.
Okay, I got a fun one. I'm going to give you $100 to put on one of those. What are you doing?
Stays with Milwaukee.
Okay, I'll take Miami.
Really?
Yep.
That's a good price.
I'll take Miami.
Your yes, you would get yes to Miami. It would cost you 13 cents, and you'd get $1. So.
Okay.
I mean, that's the way that would go, I believe. I haven't done a lot of Kalshi, so yeah, you would go ahead and invest in the Miami, and based on where that winds up, you would go ahead and cash you out one time.
I'll tell you what. But here's the other thing. If the Warriors don't get Giannis, and if they stick and stay, you said something a minute ago that I want to dig into, and we are going to go to the calls, and if you want to weigh in on this, 888-957-9570. You said, and I want to make sure I got this right.
Yeah.
If you get to the offseason, you'd have to figure out the Steve thing before the JK thing. Is that an accurate statement?
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you why I disagree. Because if you think that, it says to me that you're saying that beyond this year, Steve Kerr and Jonathan Kuminga cannot coexist.
No, I think that Jonathan Kuminga would rather not play for Steve Kerr another season.
I think that...
I don't know the agent. I've never talked to him. I've only seen him for an hour on our station.
I think that Jonathan would agree with you today. But I don't know that Jonathan would agree with you if, between now and then, there are 30 games of Jonathan playing 28 minutes a night, doing well, and having the public backing of Steve Kerr. It's not good right now, but I think it can be saved.
I think it possibly could be saved, but if I'm Kuminga, even if that happens, I get 28 games of let me cook. It's kind of only because of circumstances that have happened. So when Jimmy gets back, am I, Jonathan Kuminga, going to get a chance to cook again, or am I back to DNPville?
Well, I mean, that's a fair conversation to bring up, but Jimmy Butler's not coming back anytime soon, even into next year. He's not coming back.
Maybe December, or who knows.
Again, all of this is predicated on how he plays if and when he is given that opportunity. If he plays very well, the entire organizational thought about him could change. Could that lead to Steve Kerr's departure if they get to the end of the year and Steve is still sitting here going, Jonathan can't be the 2 on this team? And Joe Lacob's like, oh, yes, he can. Well, there's your lack of alignment that Steve's already talking about. However, if everybody is on the same page with that, that is my take as of now, and I wonder what everybody thinks about this, because I know a lot of us are going to put the whole idea of holding a grudge into this, but do you believe that Jonathan Kuminga and Steve Kerr can still coexist with the Warriors for at least, let's say, the remainder of the contract, which in theory could be as long as June of 2027?
They could, but it's not ideal. And I don't think it's ideal on either side because Steve Kerr has not shown a great desire to play Jonathan Kuminga a lot. And whether it's because he doesn't fit with Jimmy, none of it's personal. I don't think Kuminga holds a grudge. I don't think that Kerr holds a grudge. I don't think that, and believe me, I know grudges. I know what holding a grudge is all about. I hold many a grudge.
Well,
I do think that holding a grudge is like, Kuminga is just going to flat out not play.
Like it's unrecoverable. Like if somebody says, forgive me for what I've done, the other one looks at him and goes, not forgiven.
Right.
I don't accept your apology.
Or Thursday comes and Kuminga's not traded, and all of a sudden Kuminga goes, oh, it's my back. It feels like it's going to be a 28-game back issue.
See, that
now, one game was
that
different.
I don't think that. I do not believe that would happen.
That, to me, is a grudge.
Okay.
Like, oh, okay, you've been trying to trade me. You never play me. Now you don't trade me. Now you want me to play? Ow, my neck and my back. That, to me, is a grudge, and I don't think that that's going to happen.
I don't think that's going to happen.
And the other side of it is Kerr saying, you know what, JK, I don't like the way your agent goes about things. I'm not going to play you based on A, B, and C. It has nothing to do with basketball.
Yeah.
That's a grudge. So I don't think that they're going to have a grudge either way. I just don't think that long-term it's going to get better for either side.
I think it could be uncomfortable, but I do think it is savable. I think that it is conceivable. I think that there's a parlay that needs to happen. Obviously, he still needs to be on the team come Thursday evening. And then he needs to get healthy, and he needs to stay healthy for the rest of the year. And then Steve needs to play him. He already answered that question directly to us. Grandy, we should pull that up and let everybody hear that. The idea of would Jonathan Kuminga continue the exact same role after the deadline, if he's still on the Warriors, would he continue the same role that he started to play in that game and a half? Grandy, do you have that one? All right, fire it away.
With Jimmy's injury, it changes everything for us and for JK. And it was good to have him back in the lineup, in the rotation. And now that Jimmy's out, we'll see what happens with the trade deadline. But if nothing happens, JK's right back in the rotation, and we keep moving forward. And I think we've both said, to you guys and to the media many times, we've always gotten along well, and there's never been any issues on that front. It's really been more about playing time, and the door is wide open for him now with Jimmy's injury. So I hope we get him back, and I hope he can continue to play like he did in those couple games when he got back in the rotation. He was really good.
I want to point out that when we asked, would Jonathan go back to the same role, the first thing that Steve said was, at least, at minimum. In other words, it could actually go up from there based on that. So, listen, I'm not saying it's not complicated. I'm certainly not calling it ideal. I do believe this coexistence is savable. I really do.
I mean, it's savable, but it's not ideal. And that's my point. Like, savable is, okay, we pick up the team option, and you know what, JK, you're going to go ahead and get all the minutes in the start of the year, and then Jimmy gets healthy, and then, okay, we're right back to where we were, which is, Jimmy's in, Jimmy's getting better. Kuminga's minutes go down because he can't play with Jimmy and the spacing, and then we get near the deadline, and it's back to, all right, can they trade Kuminga? What can they get for Kuminga to maximize the Steph Curry window? And
by the way,
we stay on the same, it's the habit trail that the hamster's on, where we go around and we go around and around. It's savable, but it's just not ideal for either side.
It may not be ideal, but I mean, if it all goes that way, then yeah, you are right back in that same situation. Jimmy Butler comes back and the trade deadline will be a few weeks away. And if you need to do it then, do it then.
Right.
Like, I mean, again, like I don't know why it needs to be sort of like fearful of that.
Not fearful.
I mean, I'm sitting here looking at comments that are flying YouTube and text line and everything, and about how this is, this is a dream idea. This is laughable. There's no way. And I'm sitting here telling you, anybody who's sitting there saying that, you don't know Jonathan. You don't know Steve. You do not know where these two sides sit. We watch it like a soap opera. And I know a lot of you fans think that these two guys despise one another.
No.
I think that there have been their moments. I think that there's a lot of frustration around this. I'm also telling you, I firmly believe that they can coexist if they are all still together come Thursday afternoon.